All right, buckle up, buttercups, because we're diving headfirst into the digital coliseum where the titans of Silicon Valley are duking it out for AI supremacy. This isn't just about who can make the fanciest chatbot, it's about who gets to write the future. And let me tell you, the gloves are off, the algorithms are churning, and the stakes are higher than a SpaceX rocket. The AI arms race, Silicon Valley's digital battle royale. Forget the Cold War. We're in the Code War, and the battleground is Silicon Valley. The prize? Not land or resources, but intelligence. Artificial intelligence, that is. Our main contenders? The usual suspects: Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, Apple, and Meta. Each is armed with an army of PhDs, a staggering amount of compute power, and enough venture capital to buy a small country. Let's peek behind the digital curtain, shall we? Google, the search giant's AI awakening, again. For ages, Google played the part of the introverted genius, quiet, confident, already fluent in AI before it was vogue. They even coined the T in GPT. Yes, that's Transformers, for anyone scratching their head. But when OpenAI dropped Chatgpt like yesterday's mixtape, suddenly, Google seemed to be snoozing at the wheel. Rise of the revival. Enter Gemini. Their comeback kid isn't just any AI, it's multimodal. Gemini reads text, interprets images, digests audio, and even watches video. It's become the Swiss Army knife of digital intelligence. While other models were showing off tricks, Gemini was solving physics puzzles, composing lyrics, and possibly questioning its own existence. Okay, maybe not that last part yet. Google's strategy? Spray Gemini across every corner of their empire. Search, YouTube, Android, Pixel phones, workspace. If data truly is the new oil, Google sits on the commanding heights of the refinery. The dream. Gemini as your invisible helper, thinking ahead. For you, anticipating needs before you're even aware of them. Their challenge, being helpful without sounding stiff like an old encyclopedia. But wait, the plot thickens. What's new on the Gemini frontier? VO3 goes vertical and cheaper. The text-to-video prodigy, VO3, can now generate 1080p vertical videos, ideal for scrolling feeds, and at mobile-friendly pricing, just 0.40 a sec, down from 0.75, or 0.15 a sec for the fast variant. And it's poised to integrate with YouTube Shorts and similar platforms, translate into action. AI mode expands globally. Google Search's AI mode now speaks Hindi, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean, and Brazilian Portuguese, thanks to Gemini 2.5 making its AI-enhanced answers more accessible worldwide. Gemini app audio uploads and multilingual notebooks. The Gemini app now lets free users upload 10-minute audio files and pro-level users up to 3 hours, even in zips. Notebook LM, Gemini's knowledge companion, can now craft reports, study guides, flashcards, and quizzes in over 80 languages, tailoring them by tone and format. Nano Banana Craze fuels. Gemini Growth, a whimsical image editing feature, Nano Banana, has exploded in popularity. Over 10 million new Gemini app users and 200 million image edits. Users love turning photos into desk figurines, astronauts, rock stars, the panda's pajamas of AI fun supercharged hardware. Ironwood TPU unveiled. Behold Ironwood, Google's 7th-gen tensor chips, stacking up to 42.5 exaflops and a world record 1.77 petabytes of shared memory. Truly a sci-fi level engine, even if not user-facing, powering AI infrastructure with futuristic cooling and lightning-fast bandwidth. Gemini animates photos into videos. Skip the silent era. Gemini can now bring photos to life with 8-second video, clips including synchronized audio delivered as MP4s with visible and invisible watermarks, synth ID and such. Available to Pro and Ultra subscribers and rolling out via web and mobile canvas and audio overview. Expand Gemini's creative reach canvas, gives you a live edit workspace inside Gemini, edit code, see previews, shape docs, and audio overview turns text into podcast-style AI conversations. Both are available globally, audio overview in English first. Gemini Live learns to see and guide. Now on smartphones, Gemini Live can access your camera and even share your screen, offering real-time visual assistance. Recognizing objects around you or navigating what's on your display, Gemini in your home. Smart Assistant upgraded A's of October 1st, 2025. Gemini is rolling into Google Home devices. Nest Google Home, empowering Gemini Live in your house. It can control smart gadgets, parse security footage, set reminders, and talk continuously without repeated "Hey Google" triggers. OpenAI and Microsoft, the unlikely power couple. Now with a turbo boost if Google is the old empire, OpenAI is the rebellious startup that somehow landed a superhero patron. With billions from Microsoft, Chatgpt wasn't just another chatbot. It became a cultural thunderclap. It made AI tangible, useful, and slightly terrifying all at once. The dynamic duo Microsoft saw the signals early, probably written by GPT-3 itself, and went all in. The deal wasn't about rivalry, it was about synergy. OpenAI keeps building bleeding-edge models, GPT-4, DALL-E 3, and now GPT-5, while Microsoft wires them into everything, Copilot in Windows, Office, Azure, and even Edge. It's a simple but brilliant strategy. Why build when you can integrate the best? Satya Nadella's playbook turned Microsoft from desktop dinosaur into a cloud and AI juggernaut. What's new in the saga? GPT-5 enters the arena: faster reasoning, sharper answers, and better grounding in real-world domains like health, law, and code. It's less about party tricks, more about professional reliability. The money burn is epic. OpenAI expects to spend nearly $115 billion by 2029, with an eye-watering $8 billion this year alone. Training frontier models, building data centers, and keeping GPUs humming is not a cheap hobby. It's an Olympic sport. Custom hardware on the way to reduce its dependency on NVIDIA's GPUs. OpenAI is teaming up with Broadcom to launch its first in-house AI chip by 2026. At the same time, it's investing in gigantic infrastructure, including a 4.5 gigawatt data center in partnership with Oracle. Safety and responsibility shift gears. OpenAI introduced Safety Kit, a framework for building agentic systems, models that can plan, reason, and act over time. The focus is on making them safe, predictable, and less prone to the hallucinations that plague large models. Meanwhile, its research team on model behavior was folded into the core to refine how Chatgpt responds. Tone, helpfulness, safety, from classrooms to boardrooms. In September 2025, OpenAI struck a deal with Greece to roll out Chatgpt Edu, a tailored version for schools and small businesses. Education is increasingly where AI's social impact will be tested. Lights, camera, Critters, OpenAI is backing an AI-powered animated feature film called Critters, set to debut at Cannes. Powered by GPT-5 tools and produced in under 9 months for less than $30 million, it's a shot at proving AI can actually deliver Hollywood-scale storytelling. Family safeguards arrive after tragic headlines. OpenAI rolled out parental controls. Parents can link child accounts, disable memory, review history, and even get alerts when acute distress is detected. AI isn't just about scaling intelligence, it's about scaling responsibility. Nonprofit roots under pressure. OpenAI's controversial move to convert its governance structure into a for-profit model is drawing scrutiny from regulators in California and Delaware. Yet it balances this with the $50 million People First AI Fund, seeding projects that aim for broad public benefit. The big picture: OpenAI is no longer just the scrappy underdog. It's morphing into an industrial-scale powerhouse, with Microsoft as its armor-bearer. Together, they're shaping how AI seeps into daily life, in spreadsheets, search engines, classrooms, and even cinema. Whether this power couple will stay beloved heroes or veer into corporate overlords remains to be seen. But one thing's clear: they're not slowing down. Meta. From metaverse daydreams to AI powerhouse. Meta, under the watchful eye of Mark Zuckerberg, once fixated on the metaverse, dreamy virtual worlds still under construction. But behind the scenes, the real action has been in building AI muscles, especially through their open-source favorites like Llama. Let's amplify the lens and see what Meta's really pulling off these days, with a dash of inspired chaos. Open-source swagger meets AI ambition. Meta's gambit with Llama, open sourcing. Powerful language models is like handing out keys to the kingdom and saying, "Let's see what you'll build." That community-driven energy has spurred a wave of innovation, nudging their platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, towards smarter, more adaptive futures. But the real question, can developers use this for more than just snazzy selfie filters? Beacon. Investments and AI spending frenzy. Meta is doubling down with dizzying fervor. In 2025 alone, it's slated to pour $64.72 billion into AI data centers and custom silicon, trimming its reliance on third parties and doubling as a hardware powerhouse. Add to that a $600+ billion investment plan across AI and infrastructure through 2028, flagged by Zuckerberg at a White House dinner. Yes, you read that right. Superintelligence squad and talent jousting Meta's assembled its inner AI Avengers under the banner of Meta Superintelligence Labs, MSL, split into 4 strategic pillars: foundational research, product integration, infrastructure, and the intriguingly named TBD Lab. Zuckerberg has literally reached into messaging threads to poach top talent with $100 million offer letters, because building godlike AI is harder without the brightest minds. Scale AI. Love affair Meta isn't shy about placing big bets. It's in deep talks to invest upwards of $10 billion into Scale AI, a data labeling powerhouse. Interestingly, Meta had already made a splash earlier, investing $14 billion in Scale and shedding some of its red team, the vulnerability hunters. Power-ups with external tech. Even with all that in-house ambition, Meta signs a $140 million plus multi-year deal with German image AI specialist Black Forest Labs, because sometimes the best way forward is borrowing brilliance ad reinvention and AI interfaces. Meta is blending AI creativity and ad performance. Their new Ad Llama, a reinforcement learning-powered ad writer, boosted click-through by a cool 6.7% during trials on Facebook. It's not just clever, it's commercially measurable. On the horizon, Hypernova smart glasses, expected to dawn at Meta Connect 2025. The Hypernova smart glasses, sometimes Meta Celeste, promise one-lens notifications, gesture controls via a muscle-reading bracelet, and Meta AI baked in, all while looking like cool Ray-Bans. Behind the curtain, hiring frenzy and internal strife. As Meta recruited AI stars with big bids, internal tension simmered. Some recruits quickly bailed, citing cultural friction. Others pushed back against a secretive elite treating TBD Lab like its own shadow realm. The bigger picture. Meta is no longer the metaverse-only crowd. It's become a full-scale AI juggernaut, blending open-source innovation, humongous infrastructure builds, high-stakes acquisitions, and visionary hardware. Whether they become a benevolent AI powerhouse or a corporate overlord is still up in the air, but the trajectory is breathtaking.